Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are carrying on with the stealth recreation here in Planet Coaster 2. As you can see here, I'm making a start on the custom supporting on the airtime hill here on the ride. As you can see here, I'm trying to recreate what I said in the last video of having the red and white supports that stealth used to have. It doesn't have them anymore, I don't think, unless I'm wrong and it was the other way around. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just popping them in. I do think that actually looks really nice on stealth. I'm not too sure why they got rid of them, but yeah, they do look really good. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just copying them over and making sure they all sit correctly underneath the track. Yeah, like I said in the last video, I'm going off of reference images, so I'm obviously having to look at them every now and again. So if I do stop on the time lapse, it is purely because I'm looking at the reference images to make sure that I get it as accurate as possible. You'll see in this that a lot of little bits change as well from what I did in the last episode. Not like massive changes, but changes in terms of what I realised after looking at another reference images was that it doesn't just curve round into the station after it finishes the layout. It kind of has a straight bit, and then obviously it's got the transfer track there as well, which I will be building in this. It's not done in this video, but it will be done in another video. But yeah, it was just one of those things that I realised that I will later on change. I also realised that the supports were coloured incorrectly on the end of the ride as well, which I changed as well in this video. But as you can see, I'm just putting in these planters that are part of the Amity Speedway area. You'll see in a second here I changed the positioning of these just purely because I've put that one the wrong side. There you go. I put it on the wrong support, but there you go. That support was not supposed to be on it, but there you go. You'll see in this video as well I do a lot of the other little bits as well. As you can see, I'm putting in the catwalks there now and the straight bit there. But yeah, one thing to note as well was, as you can see, I'm looking at the reference images. But yeah, one thing I realised while building this was just how long it takes to build a recreation. As you can see, the cut there was because I was trying to look and see at the layout and see what I wanted to build next. And I wanted to build this little hut, I think. I'm not too sure what it is. I've never actually seen it open. It's like a garage just after you come off the ride. But I thought I'd put it in just for authentication reasons. But yeah, I wasn't too sure on I just didn't realise how long and also how much a piece count this actually takes up. In the end, I think this is nearly, it's pushing a very high piece count just because of all the custom supporting and the custom station and all those bits. But it does come together really well in this episode, and you start to see the whole layout. The path doesn't go in yet in this video. It does go in the next one, in the next video, which I haven't recorded yet, but I am going to put the rest of the station in and also theme up the rest of the do all the pathing and all the other theming bits. I also need to put in the whole exit building from the offload, which also has the ride kiosk and also the main exit to the ride. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just finishing this building off here. I do then realise that it's slightly too high, so I end up dropping it down a bit. But you can see I'm just putting in this grey boarding around the bottom, which is what the actual building has. But yeah, it is really coming along really well, and I'm glad with how it's coming along. Let me know if you guys think it looks good or whether you think some elements of it need changing. I'm more than happy to listen to feedback. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it's coming along. I wouldn't say I'm skirting around the difficult part so far. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to do the difficult parts. The station's definitely one of the more difficult bits because of the way the station's designed and laid out in real life. It's not your natural like box station like Hyperia is, or how Colossus is in a way, or other, like, especially if I wanted to do the Nemesis Inferno remake, I'd have the same kind of issue, purely just because of the overall shape and design of the station. It's hard to try and replicate, but I hopefully will replicate it in the best way I can, and it does look like it's supposed to. But as you can see, I'm just putting in this fencing that goes along there to stop people from walking in and underneath the track. Sorry, having a drink there. But yeah, as you can see there, I did try to have a go at it, but I thought I'd do this bit of the station first, and then I can kind of build around it. But yeah, I've gone for the blue and red. I know it's turned into a light blue and purpley kind of colour as of recently, but I did like the blue and kind of red colour scheme on it, so I kept it that way rather than having it the current colour scheme. I've taken bits from both previous iterations of Stealth and the current iteration of Stealth, just because I think that I wanted to build the best possible Stealth rather than the current Stealth, which is still a recreation, and I'm very happy with how it's come along. But yeah, I do just want to emphasise that it's not the current iteration of Stealth. It's kind of built off of all of the iterations of Stealth rather than just one. But hopefully it does look good and you guys like it. I'm hopeful anyway. But yeah, I will be quiet for a little bit and let you guys enjoy me building this. And as you guys can see, I'm moving on to the bottom part of the station now. Like I said, I was going to go for the red rather than the purple here. And this is where I sort of realised that it was a bit too tall for what Stealth is in real life. I wasn't able to find any kind of like demographics, but like kind of prints and stuff like that to kind of go off the height of stuff. I kind of had to guess. I kind of knew that the overall height in the air was 205 feet, and obviously this is a bit too tall, and I think that the overall arch being 216 is from the overall height from the actual thing where it lifts off rather than the ground. So I think that it is about 205 foot anyway. But yeah, I did realise that this was a bit too tall, but I'd already done all the custom supports, and I'd already done these parts of the station, and I didn't really want to have to re-edit and redo a lot of parts of it that you guys had already seen. But I still think it looks really good. Obviously, you're not seeing the full finished product yet. That will come in. I think part 4 will be the final part. So I think it's going to be a 4-part series on it. I don't think it's going to be any more than 4. It might even be 3. It depends how much I get done this week. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just putting this underneath bit. I'm not actually entirely sure what the point of this under bit is, because it doesn't sit on. I suppose it might hide all the electrical bits for the ride and stuff like that. But you can see underneath on Stealth all of the like compressor all the compressors and the cables and the big wheels and engines and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not too sure what this building is for. Also, I did realise that there was the door there as well, which I don't know whether that's to get into the cabin. I don't think it is, because on the actual ride platform they have one as well. So I'm not too sure what this is. It might just be maintenance's way of getting onto the track or into the yacht booth. I'm not too sure, but I wanted to put it in anyway for authenticity reasons. But yeah, it's coming along really well. You'll see in a minute that after I've done this bit, I tried to tackle the pathing, the path to get up to the station, and it was a bit of a annoying time. I got to a point where I just deleted it all, and you'll see that in the time lapse, because it was just really hard to do, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to make it so people can go on it. I will try my best to, but at the end of the day, there's only so much I can do in terms of the pathing system. The pathing system is way better in this in Planet Coaster 2 than it was in Planet Coaster the original Planet Coaster, but it's still not amazing. Obviously it's way better than it used to be, but at the moment I'm still kind of struggling and getting used to it, so just bear with me if it doesn't look quite right. That would be why. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just putting this sign in. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do these symbols, just purely because art shapes only shrink to a certain size, and these are quite small, so I don't know whether I'll get obviously I can make the speed sign and the altitude sign, but the model sign with the little thing in it, I might have to try and come up with a creative way of doing that. But let me know if you guys have got any suggestions for that. But as you can see here, I'm just trying to finish filming this up, and I will carry on filming it up and leave you guys to watch it. As you guys can see here, I'm just putting in the ride gates and the air gates. This is one thing that I wish happened in Planet Coaster 2, is that you could actually shorten the length of these, just purely because they're really long, and also you could recolour them, just purely because I've had to do the kind of block look there, rather than having to obviously just recolouring them and doing that. It is quite annoying, and as you can see, I'm going to attempt to do the pathing. This is me just trying to have a look and see on videos, but you'll see here I put it in and then I'm not happy and I end up deleting it all, and yeah, it just doesn't look quite right. But yeah, like I was saying about the air gates, I wish they were smaller, and you also didn't have this massive grey block right at the end. I get that there's only so much that they can do in terms of a developer kind of front, but I do wish that they would have added that in, because it would have been a good addition to have. But as you can see, I'm struggling with the path and it just doesn't look quite right, and yeah, as you can see, I'm just duplicating this across to see if it looks any better. It didn't look much better, and also I had to try and figure out a way to put the ride access pass in, and yeah, it just wasn't quite working. Like I said, I will try and figure out a way to put that in, and as you can see here, I've just kind of left it for a minute and just putting in, and I'm just putting in the kind of metal railings to stop people from falling off, and as you can see here, I'm just deleting it now. But yeah, I will try and figure it out, and if I can't, then it will just have to be done so Plenko people can't ride it. But if that is the case, then I'm sure you guys will figure out some kind of way of making that possible. Obviously, I'm going to put this on the workshop when I've finished with it. Not before, just because I want to make it the finished product. But as you can see here, I then thought of how I was going to do the kind of baggage hold area, and then I just thought of using art shapes to just kind of make a little platform further out, and then just go from there in terms of how I was going to theme the rest of it. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just putting in the baggage the baggage hold here. That takes shape very quickly, and it does look very good. It's just trying to figure out how I'm going to make the rest of the station work, but I'm sure I'll figure out something, and you guys will see that in the next couple of videos. But yeah, I will be quiet and let you enjoy the last bit of this, and I'll chime in here towards the end of the video. But yeah, guys, that does leave me to the end of the video. Stay tuned for the next update on this. Make sure you like and subscribe, as it greatly helps me out and it's greatly appreciated. And stay tuned for more updates on Stealth until the next video. Goodbye.